Oh, definitely, yeah.
Hello, YouTube!
Hello.
Hello. How are we doing on this fine Wednesday?
A fine Wednesday.
It's a fine Wednesday. We've got a fine wine. A fine sparkling wine right here.
Wow, it's so fine.
We got some claws.
We got some claws. Who's in the room? Welcome to upNXT. We're live on our YouTube. Letting the room fill up a bit before we kind of get into the show.
We have Jake and Ater. Hello, Jake. How's it going?
Jake.
How are things in Chicago?
Figured Jake would be too busy to join us for our watch along. He's too busy watching Tim Hortons commercials. It seems. Eric Marcotte is in the room with the thumbs up, with the with the okay.
How we looking? How we sounding, guys?
We always look good, but how do we sound? How are we doing this fine evening? Everybody knows I hate getting slammed in trunks. What up, boys?
How we doing, Paul?
You getting slammed in trunks. It sucks. That was the name of the show I thought we would call it, actually.
Slammed in trunks?
Yeah, I have that written at the top of my notes today is... Everybody knows I hate being stuck in trunks. Calm and collected now, thank goodness. Yes, hope you're staying safe, as everyone. Eric Marcotte says we sound good and we look good, obviously.
Good.
Thank you, Eric. You're always checking up on us.
That's what I want to hear.
That's what we want to hear, indeed. We're going to talk about some NXT tonight. We're also going to talk about some New Japan, I think.
Yeah, a bit of everything, right?
Do you have the thing open?
I do, yeah.
Excellent. Okay. Happy Wednesday, indeed, John Cino. Welcome.
How are we doing?
Hello.
Seems a bit of a quiet Wednesday tonight. I know
it is.
We had a big debut on AEW tonight, so maybe a lot of people were...
I don't blame them.
...on the other channel.
I don't blame them.
Which I don't blame. You can always catch this later, after the fact. But before we go, let's
gotta pop
open
the
up
bubbly.
some wine. Yeah.
Davie went to the liquor store before NXT tonight. Davie barbecued, and I said, you asked me if I wanted anything, and I said, get something fun. And you came back with a bottle of Prosecco, some bubbly. So we're going to drink some bubbly while we do a show tonight.
I've told you the story about the Prosecco posse, right?
Is that your posse?
That's my posse with Mike Hogan.
Oh, I love it.
Where when we went to, like, Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, you drink
London.
Prosecco at Monday Night Raw.
So we're at the.
It's a weird flex.
We're at the bar beforehand. You got all the people in their wrestling shirts,
drinking beer,
chanting away, drinking beer. We just get a bucket of Prosecco, walk around. You know why? Because we're better than them.
Fancy.
And so
I'm really scared right now.
It became our thing where we'd. Yeah, I haven't bartended for a while. It would be our thing where we'd drink Prosecco before wrestling events.
Can I join?
You want to be part of the Prosecco posse?
Of course,
It needs a bit of a revival.
Opa! Pop bottles. So you're saying, like, because I was a big fan of the posse with Leonardo DiCaprio.
The what posse?
I don't really want to say it, but
say it.
The pussy posse.
Oh, That's disgusting.
Is Leonardo DiCaprio's posse of his crew?
Okay.
That used to party. That's what the papers would call them. So the Prosecco posse. We could get a logo. Can make it a whole thing.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it when we record the show.
Everyone would think we're just ripping off the bubbly bunch, but we're talking years before the bubbly bunch.
Yeah, all right, we'll talk about it in a few minutes. We'll get into it. I'll pick your brain about it. I'll ask for a revival since we're drinking it anyways. Revival was on the show we're not talking about tonight. Revival was an NXT team. They were on AEW tonight. Are you topping yourself up? You didn't even drink. Oh, you're topping me up. Thank you. You're so kind.
It was all bubbles. So come on now.
Bubbles.
All right, just don't knock any of this over. I know what you're like.
I don't know. The Leonardo DiCaprio's thing seems a lot more fun.
Hey, how do you think Leo gets his thing in the first place? With Prosecco. It's like in the UK. I don't know how it is in North America, but in the UK you have Beavers, Cubs, Boy Scouts. It goes like in that level.
Okay.
But you can't be a Boy Scout until you've been a Beaver and a Cub.
Okay.
It's like that. You've got to be in the Prosecco posse before you get the other posse.
I mean, I'm just a big fan of Leo. Like, he's one of my... I think he's my favorite.
Yeah.
Like, none of his movies are bad.
He's a pretty... Yeah.
Yeah.
He's made some good choices over the years.
So, welcome to the Leonardo DiCaprio show. We're going to talk about... I just watched the Basketball Diaries with Mark Wahlberg and him.
Come in a little bit more?
It was all right. I just did.
Okay.
How do I look now? I look better. All right, we're going to start doing the show. So, welcome.
LFG.
Oh, LaCroix? Is that how you pronounce it? LaCroix?
LaCroix.
John Cena in the
LA
chat
Croix.
John Cena in the room says he has a prediction that you will take your shirt off by 11:15, considering we're drinking Prosecco.
Hey, if Tampa wasn't cancelled, you'd know about the antics. But alas. Right.
Yeah, let's talk about some NXT. We're going to start recording up next. Thank you, everyone, for joining us in the YouTube room. We had so much fun with our takeover watch-along and post-show on YouTube as well. We're going to be doing a watch-along on Sunday for Backlash. But let's start recording the show. If you got to dip out, you can find the podcast wherever you find your podcasts. All right. Cool. Let's do this. Hello.
Hello.
Braden Harrington here with Davie Portman for Up Next, postwrestling.com, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher. Just search Up Next wherever you find it. Twitter at Up Next Podcast, the new Facebook page and community /group Facebook. Up Next Podcasts is where you can find us there and join the group. It's been crazy because associate producer John Cena has been running this thing, and he's been killing it. But Braden Harrington here with Davie Portman. We're also live.
We are live on youtube.com/upnext every Wednesday night. We normally start around 10:30. You can come to the room a little bit before. We normally shoot the shit a little bit.
Hang out in the room
before we start recording. But we usually start recording at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time every Wednesday night. And hey, if there's a pay-per-view going on, we might do a little watch-along as well.
We might. Well, we did a watch-along last...
We did indeed.
Last Sunday night was NXT TakeOver in your house. So we thought, as your NXT friends, that we would have a watch-along in your house. And that was so much fun. Shout out everyone who joined us for this watch-along. I think it was our most bumping one.
I think that was busier than WrestleMania. We had a lot of people in the room all at the same time, all giving their thoughts on the show, all enjoying some random tangents throughout the night. They're a lot of fun.
Then we did a post show that was up on YouTube as well a little afterwards. Both are up on the YouTube there, like the video form. All our podcasts we do live again, so the videos are usually up a little later in the week, like fully up there if you ever want to see what we look like. But I don't know if that's a thing you people are into. But so NXT TakeOver in your house was Sunday. We did our post show and thoughts on all that stuff. This is the return. I don't know.
I mean, it's usually the hangover.
But, it didn't feel like it.
No, I mean, since we've been having like the USA Network and stuff with new like footage, essentially live footage every week, they haven't really done these hangover shows. But I don't know, maybe we'll still call it a hangover.
Well, we can get hungover. We're drinking some Prosecco for some reason. It's Wine Wednesdays here at the BDE. We still do our NXT meals. You did a barbecue tonight with some chicken, with some steak, with some salad.
Some pork.
We went all over.
Burgers.
Yeah.
Everything.
A vegetarian is shaking his head right
Very
now
meaty.
at us. We had salad too and zucchini. So we didn't come up with an NXT name for it.
And sweet potatoes.
Yeah, we were all over. But you didn't come up with funny NXT names. Just
barbecue. Fuck it.
BBQ.
It's hard. We've done barbecue for like the last 4 weeks. It's tough.
So we're drinking some White Claws Prosecco. There's some things we want to talk about before NXT, which is New Japan Pro Wrestling kind of coming back, which is a lot of fun considering it's been a long time. If you are wrestling nerds like us who also watch that kind of stuff, that's good news. We get to see New Japan Pro Wrestling come back. They've announced like this like tournament that leads to this like big event and return of crowds maybe.
Yeah, so we've got the New Japan Cup, which is a 32-man single elimination tournament that runs every year. But this year, because a lot of the kind of international talent they'd usually have in it aren't able to get to Japan. So this year has a load of the junior heavyweights as well, which makes this quite exciting, unique tournament. I love the way New Japan books because I feel WWE often book themselves into a corner. They'll book two people who are on a hot streak and go, how do we get out of this? Okay, DQ, run in, something like that. New Japan, that doesn't tend to be the way. So when you look at like the brackets and you see a like Kota Ibushi, Zack Sabre Jr. in round one, and winner will most likely go on to face Tanahashi, it makes it interesting because trying to predict like where they're going to go, who's going to be the winner, because as you mentioned, the winner will challenge Naito for both titles at Dominion. It gets very exciting.
Yeah,
it's a whole thing. Kind of nerdy, trying to work it all out. And
I like how New Japan is treated like it's a sport.
100%.
Even the way they were brought back is like a quick press conference, like it's an actual sport. I love seeing all the wrestlers, Okada, Hiromu, Tanahashi, all getting their hair done this week. Getting the colors. We just did a review of The Wrestler where Randy the Ram Robinson's putting the stuff in his hair to get the hair bleached.
Getting the highlights.
They were all doing that, getting fresh up because they're coming back. So we will be doing some reviews, obviously, of these. But I mentioned the Facebook group. Our associate producer, John Cino, has put together this like game for this tournament. You can submit like your picks for who's going to win in what tournaments and these brackets and stuff. And we're going to have like a little contest.
Yeah, so head to the Facebook page because, as Braden said, we've got this tournament going on. You'll get 1 point for correctly predicting the winners in round 1, 2 points for round 2, 3 points for the quarter, 5 points for the semi-final, and 10 points if you pick the overall winner. So it's going to be an accumulation of points, and we'll see who is the most knowledgeable, who is the best booker, who thinks the most like Gato, and who will be the winner of our very first competition. And we'll have a little prize for whoever wins. So go to upNXT Podcasts, the upNXT group, and put in your entries. And so far, looking through the entries, every single person has picked someone different.
Whoa.
So it's wide open.
I haven't done my picks yet. Can I just pick Okada for everything?
You think we're going to go right back to Okada v Naito straight away?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah?
Yeah, no, actually, I kind of want to see Hiromu Takahashi versus Tetsuya Naito because that's the match they kind of teased and we didn't get it.
I could see that. I mean, they normally... Is it King of Pro Wrestling every year? They have the junior heavyweight against the heavyweight champion, and obviously that didn't happen. So I could see that being a possibility.
Also...
What about your man, Tom?
Well... Yeah, I know Ishii is in there, and I'm really excited because I mostly want to see Ishii one day get the IWGP title. I think that's a thing I need to see happen, but it's very unlikely. I would put money on it maybe happening, but yeah. Or actually, Wrestle Kingdom. Remember wrestling before COVID? Remember that?
Vaguely.
Wrestle Kingdom when Okada fought Kota Ibushi and beat Kota Ibushi, but then Okada lost to Naito. So there could be the story there with going back to... Kota Ibushi and Naito, but this time it's for both titles. So that's an interesting avenue as well.
And a feud that happened for most of 2019, you could easily pick back up.
Yeah,
there are so many possibilities.
Yeah, there's so many different possibilities, but I know my man Tomohiro Ishii, the GOAT, will need to. You're right. Now you have it in my head. He needs to win this thing. Yeah, I'm so excited. I got to enter this contest. Facebook.com/upNXT podcast. There's the page and join our group because it's becoming a cool little community there, and we have stuff posted for every event.
We have live chats for like Raw and SmackDown.
It's been a lot of fun.
NXT, all of that.
Yeah, shout out John Cena. He's been doing that for us, and it's been really cool. Another thing we saw right before NXT came out. This Sunday is the greatest wrestling match ever.
Ever.
Well, we decided to do the greatest watch along ever. So YouTube, we're going to be doing a watch along for Backlash. I'm super excited. Edge and Randy Orton, will they have the greatest wrestling match ever? Edge already's like, it's not.
The question is, do they have the greatest editor ever? Because it has already been taped.
Will we see knee slaps?
Oh.
Will we see Ciampa show up? So I bring that up because we will be doing the watch along again. So come hang out with us and see how fun it can be. It's really awesome to hang out with people because we joked that we're your friends, and you were about to do it. It's cool that we actually can make connections with everyone all over the place, and we all just hang out and watch wrestling. So it's a lot of fun. But Edge is in that match this Sunday. But I saw something on the internet that I just had to click and made you watch during a commercial break tonight during NXT, which is a trailer for Edge's new movie, Money Plane.
Money Plane.
You've
heard of snakes on a plane?
Yeah.
You've heard of airplane? Forget all that.
Yeah. Money
Plane.
It's Edge is like a I don't know, hitman or con man, and Kelsey Grammer is a bad guy. You need to see this trailer. It looks fucking ridiculous.
It kind of, yeah, I was getting sort of Ocean's 11 vibes
but like
on a
shit.
plane. So it's
but in a good way.
It's this plane where, I guess because you're over international waters, there are no rules. So anything you want to, if the game you want to play in a casino is Russian roulette,
right,
you can do it
on a plane.
On a plane.
So it's Adam Copeland, which is Edge, with his hair tied up in a back bun. Denise Richards is randomly in it. Kelsey Grammer and Tom Jane, which I swear he was like the Punisher. This is just...
Wasn't Rose Byrne in?
Yeah,
did
there's
I see
some
Rose
more
Byrne
people.
in this as well?
Honestly, watch the trailer for this. It's so fucking out. It's just ridiculous. I can't. We're gonna review it.
Hey,
hands down.
Did you ever want to see Frazier and Edge
I know.
perform a heist on a plane?
To fight.
Yeah.
They're gonna fight each other. Obviously, like that's. I can't wait. Frazier, Dr. Crane Frazier from Cheers. I've been watching so many episodes of Cheers, and Edge. Two like opposite characters in two different worlds come together and they're gonna fight somehow.
It's wonderful.
I can't wait. I had to bring it up because it looks so lit. Yeah.
But speaking of Edge, maybe we should do some quick predictions
for
our watch along for Backlash. I've got the card in front of us. It's a hit and miss show. I know you're gonna groan for most of this.
All right.
We have Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus.
Parking lot brawl?
In a yeah. Obviously, Sheamus had, we assume, framed Jeff Hardy for DUI hit and run of
that.
poor Elias.
Kind of distasteful.
Yeah, it's wrestling.
Yeah.
So Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus. I'm gonna go with
Jeff Harvey.
Jeff Harvey.
That's Jeff Harvey. Hardy. I've been watching Botchamania. It's in the intro.
I'm gonna go for Sheamus with this one. We have, which could actually be greatest wrestling match of the night.
Okay.
Apollo Crews versus Andrade for the United States Championship.
Yeah. I think that one actually could be the sleeper hit here. I know here at the BDE, the Braden and Davie Estate, we are big fans of Andrade. You particularly. Andrade versus Gargano.
He's a handsome man.
We actually might get back to that a little bit later for specific reasons. Andrade. Fuck it.
I'm going to go, they seem to be putting some steam behind Apollo Crews at the moment, and I think an Andrade loss could build the tension between his little stable with Zelina. But yeah, this is one of the things I think they've been doing a good job with Zelina's stable and Apollo Crews finally putting something behind him.
Yeah.
Only took 6 years or whatever.
He's talented. It's been a long time.
We have, which I think will be your match of the night, Asuka defending the Raw Women's Championship against Nia Jax.
Oh boy.
Shall we just say Asuka and move on?
Yes.
Asuka. Okay. We have the Women's Tag Team Championship match. Bayley and Sasha Banks versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross versus the Iconics.
I want Sasha and Bayley to retain because it was announced tonight that the winners of this match will face Shotzi Blackheart and Tegan Nox next week on NXT.
The Shots and Nox connection.
The Shots and Nox. Wow. Love it. And Bayley and Sasha were the champions originally and said they would defend the titles on NXT and never did. So that makes the most sense to me.
100%. I agree. They should have a fair bit of a run. I think this is eventually building up to their breakup and feud over the women's title.
Yeah.
And finally get this match that they've teased for like 3 years, it feels.
Yeah.
And I want to see them back on NXT. I think that would mean way more than seeing Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross or the Iconics back. We go to the WWE Championship match. Drew McIntyre defending his championship against Bobby Lashley in a rematch from TNA.
Wow.
Slammiversary 2016 or something.
Yeah, damn, something like that. Yeah, it's weird. This is the world title match, and this is my smoke break. It sounds like. Drew. I'm
going to go with Drew. I think Drew is starting to have quite a nice little run with the championship. I enjoy Drew McIntyre. I think he's really kind of moved into this main eventer role pretty well. Bobby Lashley, they've kind of pissed around with for years as well since bringing him back. So it's nice to actually see them kind of try and take him seriously. I'm not a massive fan of his, but I'd much rather see him in this role than, feuding with Rusev or talking about his sisters. So I'm going to go Drew McIntyre here and hope it's just a fun physical encounter.
For sure.
We have a handicap match for the Universal Championship. We have Braun Strowman defending his championship against The Miz and John Morrison.
Okay. I don't care because this sounds. I don't want to watch this at all. Like, and they want people to pay for this. That's fucked.
Well, network.
Yeah, sure. Just because I'll say John Morrison wins the WWE title, not Miz. John Morrison, who's never won it.
Well, I mean, how are they?
Or is this Universal? Yeah.
It's a handicap match, and they always change the rules of how these work.
Sure.
Like we saw the handicap match with Sami Zayn when he won it, and he was the champion. Other times we've seen it where they share the championship.
Freebird.
I just don't want to see Braun with this title.
Yep.
But I think this is an easy win for Braun. But come on, surprise me. Just give it to Miz and Morrison. Fuck it.
Yeah, who cares?
And then we go to the greatest wrestling match ever.
Wow. Edge and Randy Orton.
Edge versus Randy Orton in a rematch from WrestleMania. But this time, they're going to wrestle. None of this walking round the PC.
It's going to be chin locks.
We're going to have
headlocks.
We're going to have leg slaps. We're going to have a punt, maybe.
We're going to have the commentators call Randy Orton and Edge all the various and, like, numerous nicknames. You ever realize, like, so many wrestlers have multiple... There's the ultimate opportunist.
Triple H has
the
most, right?
Yeah. The King of Kings, the Game, the
Cerebral Assassin.
Like, fucking all... Randy Orton's, like, the Viper, the Predator, the fucking King, the Legend Killer. Like, there's so many different things.
Are we going to have Michael Cole at the end say, stand up and applaud these men? You just witnessed the greatest wrestling match ever.
Yeah, I love Edge. Randy Orton, whatever. This something's gotta be here to happen. Something's gotta happen.
We laugh about the like gimmick of it.
Yeah,
I'm excited just to see Edge in a proper wrestling match again. Not a rumble, not a like backlot brawl, whatever they had. A proper wrestling match.
Yeah.
I'm kind of down.
Yeah, sure.
So I think it will be a relatively fun show, but you know what will make it more fun is you joining us. youtube.com/upNXT. We'll start bang on 7 p.m. and you can just drink with us. We might have a bit of a mukbang. And
I learned what a mukbang is, and now I can't stop saying it.
Yeah.
Mukbang. It sounds
ruder than it is.
It sounds like it's a bad word, but it just means to eat on camera.
Yes.
So yeah. Interesting.
And join us and join in the fun.
Hey, we do have a Patreon as well, and we did a review of the movie The Wrestler this past week with MJ from NJ to join us, our world champ patron. And the movie The Wrestler is awesome. I've seen it before, but it's been a while, and we did a review, and that was a great show, I thought, that me and you did. But that movie was so much fun to go back and watch. During this time in quarantine, our Patreon, we've been like watching and reviewing such random stuff, but it's like good time to do it if you're stuck at home watching, want stuff to watch. So we did The Godfather, we did The Wrestler. And this week on not just our Patreon, because this week we have our best match ever for Backlash, where we're going back and watching all the Backlash matches, which me and you have come across. We're going to discuss it on this show. We're recording it tomorrow. There's a banger of a match that happened at Backlash 2000.
Oh, yes.
And it was not The Rock versus Triple H.
It was not Rock Triple H.
It was not The Rock.
That match was a good match ever, but was it the best match ever?
So because it's the greatest wrestling match this Sunday, we decided to do a best match ever Backlash. The match we were talking about may or may not involve Scotty 2 Hotty and Dean Malenko. We'll talk about it on the show, including Randy Orton, Mick Foley, the Triple Threat WrestleMania rematch, all your favorite Backlash matches. So all these shows are up on the Patreon this week, patreon.com/upnext. $5 a month gets you all the shows, including our Was Next, all the old best match ever. We have so much stuff coming up in June. But this week, also for free, we're finally finishing our Star Wars reviews. So on this very free feed, tomorrow at some point, the Rise of Skywalker review, the final Star Wars review.
We made it. We started this project 13 months ago, and we've finally gone through every Star Wars film, The Mandalorian.
The fucking Christmas special.
We haven't tackled the cartoons. Stop telling us to watch the cartoons. I will.
I want to be free of this pain.
Yeah. It's been a long time, but yes, we will be finishing the Star Wars Rise of Skywalker, and listen in because we're going to put out some suggestions of what we're going to cover for free on this feed next. So give a listen to the show, and we'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, but Star Wars Rise of the Skywalker, it's on Disney Plus, so we've watched all of them, reviewed all of the Star Wars reviews are free on this very feed if you just scroll through the history back. But the final Star Wars movie, we're finally reviewing it, and at the end we're going to rank the Star Wars movies, and obviously ours are not going to be the same.
Oh, they'll be very different.
Or maybe there will be shocking. Who knows? But that will be free on this feed. So if you're a Star Wars nerd, go check that out. But we are here to talk about a certain show. Our Takeover review was out last Sunday night, which was so much fun. Takeover in your house was a lot of fun. It had some ups and downs. I think the consensus of fans from at least looking online, Reddit and Twitter and stuff, is that it was still like a takeover, but that parking lot brawl was something different. Yeah. So I feel like everyone is kind of on that wavelength, but the pay-per-views moved over, so we're time to like move into different kind of fresh things and fresh storylines, and I think that's what this episode we're about to talk about really kind of does in a good way. This was a pretty fun episode, and we're talking about the June 10th episode of NXT. Adam Cole and the Undisputed Era, they come down. Adam Cole retained the title in that parking lot brawl, even though his arm got glassed up. And he's been champ for 375 days. What were you doing for the past 375 days?
Stuck in home.
Feels like it for 375 days. Adam Cole with Bobby Fish and Roderick Strong, they are no longer in Dexter Loomis's car. But they
escaped.
They finally got out. They'll explain.
They found the little latch in the back.
Oh,
there's a latch so you can.
I'm terrified of ever being. I'm a big dude. I don't know if I'd fit in a trunk, but like that Impala was pretty big. What if they get put in that? I'd be scared. I don't know.
When I was a kid,
you got stuck.
No, worse, way worse.
Worse. Whoa.
We went to like MFI or something, some like hardware store. We're in the parking lot. And with my parents.
Yeah.
And as a joke, I pretend to start to climb into the boot of the car.
Yeah.
My dad's not looking and slams the boot of the car really hard. Just cracks on top of my skull.
You deserved it.
Yeah. It was fucking scary.
Oh, that sounds
and
terrifying.
My dad obviously felt awful.
Oh, it's your fault though.
It was my fault. I admit it's my fault.
You little cheeky cunt.
Just
you're trying to
get
in the car, trying to be a little jokester.
Just because it's my fault doesn't mean my dad isn't going to feel like he almost killed his son. I was going to say his only son, but only one that matters.
I remember one time I was hanging out with my young cousin, and he was like young, and in front of my uncle and me, he accidentally pulled the thing to move the car, so we just watch him bye, and the car just crashes into the house. I thought that's where you were gonna go, but being trapped in a trunk sounds terrifying. So I feel for Roderick Strong and Bobby Fish. Could you imagine? I'm terrified of putting me in a trunk like that, and then there's snakes. Just fucking shoot me. I don't want to ever have that. I watched Jackass where Bam gets put in the snake pit, or Indiana Jones, how he hates snakes. That's me. No snakes for me.
Be wasps. Wasps would bother me more. Ugh.
Ugh. Ugh. Ugh. There's some wasps in our BDE MSG out there in the garden.
Oh, outside.
We gotta get.
What can I do about that? Apart from complain on TripAdvisor.
About our house?
No, about wasps.
Oh.
I once got a complaint. I've told this story before. I once got a complaint from someone I served because they told me there was a wasp bothering them, and I didn't do anything about it.
You got a bad
they
complaint.
were sat outside.
What were you supposed to do?
And then she said in the review, it could have caused a fatality.
Wow.
So I was like, why the fuck didn't you go inside?
Could have been assisted murder. Could have accessory to the fact.
I'm like, what did they expect me to come out with a blowtorch and a bee costume?
Killed his fucking wasp. Well, I wouldn't want to be locked in a trunk with wasps either. But Roderick Strong and Bobby Fish escaped the trunk, and they're here with Adam Cole. Adam Cole says, nobody would believe that Dream was going to beat me. Nobody believed it. The era of Adam Cole continues. You see, not to knock Dream, he proved that he's good, but that's not the problem. He's just not Adam Cole, baby. I'm dominant. Nobody has held the title like this in NXT. Not even in the WWE is there a champion like me. And that guy, Dexter Loomis, what he did to Roddy and Bobby, putting them in the trunk, it's just inexcusable. And then Roddy and Fish are getting angry because they're still freaked out. Roddy's like, yeah, that creep. We were locked in that trunk for 12 hours. Yo, dude, that sounds bad. 12 hours? Where did they go to the bathroom?
Ooh.
What did they do?
Yeah.
They were probably so dehydrated. Wow. Just crazy. Roddy says, And everybody knows I hate being stuck in a trunk. Everybody knows that.
It's just common
obviously.
Knowledge, yeah.
And then Roddy starts to like freak out, like he's paranoid, and he thinks Dexter Loomis is in the crowd. Now it cuts to Dexter. When it cuts back, Dexter's not there. Obviously, some like smoke and mirrors here, but he's freaking out. And Roddy and Adam Cole and Fish are not buying that. They're like, "Yo, calm down. There's no one there." Adam's like, "I got this, Dexter. Wherever you are, he's right there. The mustache and hair, he's right there." And he's like, "No, he's not. Calm down."
So they kept cutting. It kept editing. He was there. It's just they never saw him and would just vanish.
It's like the Invisible Man. If you look at him, he's not invisible. But if you look away, he is invisible. Mystery Man. So Roddy's freaking out, but no, they don't see him. Adam Cole says he hasn't been in war. You see, I am Adam Cole. I am the NXT champion, not Le Champion. That's the other show on Wednesday.
Champion. I think he said that before.
Yeah, he has. Champion. He says, "Tonight, Dexter, I will fight you and I will beat you. And I'll send you back to the NXT drawing board where you belong." And that is undisputed. And then they walk away. But Roddy still starts to see Dexter chasing him and following him. So he runs away. Run, Roddy, run. This was fine. Adam Cole kind of needs to make... Like, his title run has been super successful. But since this COVID era, it's hit definitely like a lull, I feel. So I feel like there needs to be some serious... moving forward, which I think we'll get to, but
yeah, I feel he needs to change at this point. I think I love Undisputed Era. It's
baby faces.
Maybe there's not been any. It's been the same shtick for a while now with him as champion, and no one's been as hot as a challenger as Gargano.
Sure,
I'd say we haven't really had that epic since then. Mm-hmm. And we're talking that's like he won it off Gargano over a year ago. I think something needs to change with him. We'll see.
Face turn for Undisputed Era, perhaps.
Yeah.
Or just main roster soon. That could also happen.
Yeah.
But please don't leave me, Adam Cole. We go to commercial, but when we come back, Roddy is backstage, and Roderick Strong is just like hyperventilating. He's freaking out. He's seeing Dexter Loomis everywhere, and Cole is consoling him or calling him. And in come Keith Lee and Mia Yim. And they're like, well, Adam Cole. And they're like, get out of here. We're, taking care of Roddy. And Keith Lee says, what's next for me? I think I have an idea. Kind of glancing over at Adam Cole's championship. That's an interesting title match that I kind of want to see. We've seen Gargano versus Lee. I liked it. It didn't quite get to the level I thought it would be. It wasn't quite a wrestling match I thought it could be.
Yeah.
But that is another match, Keith Lee and Adam Cole. I think, again, we've seen it, but I want to see a big one, like a big
I think so. It's something we thought they might do is a like title for title thing. Yeah. And a subtle tease for it here.
And next up right now is a tag team match that we thought was going to take place at TakeOver in your house, but instead it's happening here tonight. The North American champion, Keith Lee, and Mia Yim, which are known as Yimitless, love it, going up against Johnny and Candice, the Garganos. And Johnny, he has that new like heel metal music. His intro now has these like Rebel Heart claps, and there's like, and then it goes into the new theme, which I think is a nice little like nod to his this Rebel Heart.
They seem to be switching it up
every week. Every week it's changed. So Gargano, by the way, people always are like Johnny Gargano's a tiny guy. Johnny Gargano is jacked.
Like,
he is ripped. I think he's in the best shape of his entire career this year and the past year. Like he's looking good. And I like the new heel attitude.
Because he doesn't have croutons with his Caesar salad.
Right. Damn, I couldn't imagine a world without croutons in my Caesar salad. But if you don't have croutons in your Caesar salad, you could look like that.
Yeah. That's all it takes.
Yeah. So it's couple versus couple. A married couple. Are Lee and Mia Yim married?
They're not married. No,
they're just a couple. So unlawful couple versus a married couple.
What?
Is it unlawful when you're not married? I don't know. I'm just trying to.
I think you're just a couple.
Okay.
Are you in an unlawful relationship?
I don't know. I think unlawful is the wrong word. I think I'm using the wrong word.
Yeah.
So the married couple versus just the non-married couple. Before this match, they just do a bunch of trash talking But Mia Yim is trash talking with Johnny, and Candice is up in Keith Lee's face, and Keith Lee has had enough of her shit and just kind of lifts her up, and Johnny's like, hey, so he attacks Keith Lee. They all start to brawl now, and the bell is rung, and Morrow mentions right now that this match is a tag team match, but it's a tornado tag team match. Therefore, the couples like don't need to tag, but like they have to fight
They got to fight like men and men, women and women.
Yeah, right. We'll see if that pans out. There's Rana that's blocked. Like, you know how Keith Lee always counters people's Hurricane Ranas into like the powerbomb?
Catches it and shakes his head.
Mia Yim does it to Candice at the exact same time, and then they do like the Authors of Pain collider powerbomb, slamming them both down. Looks really great because like they're both doing it in sync as a couple. They go to commercial break. When we come back, it showed Candice was beating on Yim with a series of elbows, and there's a straight jacket. Johnny and Keith Lee tag in, and there's like the grizzly bear like slaps and chops to Johnny, which is just crazy. And he hurls Johnny, like he throws him across the ring like nothing. Just a great visual of the size difference. Lee then lifts up both Johnny and Candice LeRae at the exact same time to like block a DDT. But somehow Johnny still manages to like assist Candice in delivering a spinning DDT to Keith Lee. He saves it once, but they hit it like the second time.
Yeah, he hits the enziguri, which allows her to hit it.
And then Candice gets up and says, I did a thing. I did a good thing. I did that. Yim is in now with like a series of thrust kicks and the dragon suplex with the bridge, but Johnny breaks that up. There's then forearms from Mia Yim to Johnny. Now she's just pissed off and beating up Johnny Gargano, which is great. Mia Yim and Johnny going back and forth. Well, she's just beating up Johnny, rather. And I'm yelling at my TV. I'm like, if you hit her, if you hit him, he might hit you back, essentially. Isn't that how it could? We've seen Mia Yim versus so many people in women versus men. Like, she's really good here. She's hitting German suplexes on Johnny. She's going all out, but she turns around, and Candice LeRae hits Mia's own move, the soul food, but it's only a 2 count after the lion salt. Still 2. There's then a spot where, like, Johnny runs, but Keith Lee pounces Johnny, who then flies into Mia Yim, and Keith Lee's concerned, looking. There's the final beat DDT, but it's onto Keith Lee, who then lands on Candice. So now Candice is like flattened by Keith Lee.
Squashes her.
And Johnny's like, oh, Johnny's down, and like, oh my God. Keith Lee feels bad, so he picks up Candice, like, I'm so sorry. But as he's doing that, Johnny rolls up Keith Lee, grabs the tights, and Gargano pins Lee. The Garganos beat Yimitless. This couple wins. The married couple wins.
Yeah.
But you see, you got to be married.
Yeah, because you don't want to be unlawful.
Unlawful.
What the fuck? I love this. I don't normally get into mixed tags.
Yeah.
I hate the whole kind of, like, as soon as you tag in your partner, the other person has to leave. It kind of just,
lame.
It's not tag team wrestling for me. This, with like the tornado stipulation, it made this work. We both know that Candice and Mia Yim have wrestled countless of intergender matches. I mean, one of Candice LeRae's most famous matches was partnering Joey Ryan against the Bucks.
Right.
We've seen Mia Yim in Smash Wrestling, like against Matt Riddle and stuff. Like, we know they can both do it. But it's just that thing with WWE, I guess, not wanting to have that kind of seeing a man hit a woman on TV. Sure, I get it. But the way they did it here with allowing the women to do some spots on the men, and also a bit of the confusion, like Lee kind of being knocked onto Candice.
Yeah.
I thought it worked brilliantly, and this whole match was just non-stop. It was go, go, go. The heels got a cheeky win at the end with a roll-up, with Candice like being completely laid out for it. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed this.
I agree with you. I was really into this whole thing. This was the match we thought we would get on last Sunday, but instead it was a singles, which was really good, don't get me wrong, but this was kind of even more interesting because Mia Yim worked. This was the best Mia Yim has come across since being in NXT, hands down. It's
weird, isn't it? Because Mia Yim keeps on having these moments where I think she's kind of going to break through a bit. That ladder match where her face just got destroyed.
Yeah, and continued.
Last year, and then continued. I really felt she got some support there. And I think having her like go up against Johnny Gargano and stuff,
Yeah, it was
I
great.
think it's going to make people go, oh, that girl's badass. That's awesome.
She is.
They need to keep it up. But the problem is she's then got lame comedy or just... She's been a whiner in the past, hasn't she?
Didn't she
She's
get attacked and Rico's like, I don't care, whatever.
No, she like lost like 3 title matches and then was like, oh, it's
I'm
like,
losing.
fuck off. So you need to keep doing this
So
kind
she's
of
with
thing.
Keith Lee, and it's a better combo.
Oh, this
better
works
pairing.
so much better.
I would like to see this again down the line and maybe have the title involved again. We've seen Keith Lee tease the NXT title, so maybe he doesn't need the North American title anymore. Who knows? But Johnny's got the win over him now, so there's a whole different avenues you can go by. But yeah, actually, this was really entertaining. Couple versus couple. This was really fun, and you don't see this a lot. To me, this felt really fresh when it was characters I've seen for a long time.
This beats anything from the mixed tag challenge the other year.
Oh yeah.
And you had some like awesome teams in there, like cool pairings. But
it was whack.
This works, and I think this is maybe what you should be doing for these kind of matches. Have them tornado, so you don't have that awkwardness of someone being beaten down for ages and then tagging, so you both swap over.
Yeah. I really like this. I like seeing couple versus couple and stuff like that. It's fun. It's different, and I like this. And Johnny Gargano winning this way, what a sneaky bastard, and I love it. Yeah. I think everyone would be better if we lived the Johnny Gargano way.
Oh yeah.
I really think, yeah.
We'd look better.
Yeah, I mean, we did a barbecue, except our Caesar salad was not a Caesar salad, and we just had a lot of meat.
Our salad was healthier than a Caesar salad, to be fair.
It was.
But the 32 pounds of meat we had with it.
I'm on my way to look like Johnny.
Yeah.
You can be Candice. Halloween costume.
Candice and Johnny?
Yeah.
I'm down.
You be Johnny, I guess.
I'll be Johnny. I'm wearing Ciampa's shirt today.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. We have Damian Priest, a recap of him losing last Sunday to Finn Balor. And there was an interview right after where he says, no excuses, I lost, but it's time to talk about the next step. You see, I accomplished, putting a great match on with Finn, and you see now the name Damian Priest will live forever. People will remember me for this match, and I'm happy about that. And then it cuts to another person who's being interviewed live right now, Cameron Grimes. Cameron Grimes. He is scheduled for a rematch against Finn Balor tonight. He says, I already have a victory over Finn. I already beat him. And the Mackenzie Mitchell says, well, you're looking kind of confident. He goes, confident? Do you not remember? That's my middle name, Cameron Confident Grimes. And then he does his patented, ha ha. Fucking love this guy.
He's wonderful.
We're on the same page about
Oh,
this,
yeah,
Cameron
100%.
Grimes. You're just wrong if you don't like Cameron Grimes. I'm sorry.
You know what it is
Cameron Grimes.
He goes in like fucking 200%. He's a great wrestler. We know he's a great wrestler. So it's not like he's got this character and then is shit in the ring. He's great in the ring. But he commits to this like 200%, and it's just so funny. I love it. I can see people hating it, but I 100% love this.
Cameron Confident Grimes. Ha ha. He says, do I look like a loser? He says, look, that no good Damian Priest, you see, he lost, and I don't know what he's talking about. You see, I don't know why Regal even booked this. It might as well just say it already. I'll be 2-0. It doesn't matter. It's so nice. I beat him twice. Ha ha. And out comes Damian Priest, who heard his name being mentioned by Cameron Grimes and kind of goes up to him, approaches him, and says, they stare at each other, and then he just fucking nails Cameron Grimes with a forearm to the head, dropping him, and he says, continue, please, talk, and then walks off. So Cameron Grimes just got hit in the mouth. So
is this a babyface turn from Priest, or is he just going to be in a little tweener role for the time being, depending on what feud he's going to have?
I think it's a face turn, considering. I guess, yeah.
I mean, Priest v Grimes could be
pretty good. Yeah.
But both are really starting to impress me every week. Like, really starting to grow on me. Priest had the performance he needed at TakeOver, so I'm like, yeah, I'm for that.
Cameron Confident Grimes.
Love it.
Cameron Grimes. We have a recap of Io Shirai winning the Women's Championship last Sunday. It's like a video package recapping the match and some highlights with Nakamura and Asuka congratulating her. There was the video they put out on WWE's Japan Twitter that both like these wrestlers have submitted.
Obviously, Poppy is playing.
Of course, Poppy is playing.
The Flow Rider of NXT.
Io Shirai says, "This is my division now. I'm gonna take this title to new heights." You know why? Because she gets so high. Because she's Io Shirai. She still gets me high. I'm excited to see where this goes, but that's all for her on this show. She does not come back, which brought a little tear to my eye, but I'm over it. We go to Indus Sher.
Yeah.
Remember these guys?
Everyone's favorite tag team.
Everyone's favorite tag team. How do you not love Indus Sher? They're a household name. Indus Sher come out, and it's Malcolm Bivens with his, is it Rinku and Sarav, I believe.
Yes.
Morrow says they hit harder than a fifth of vodka. Guru. So there's these jobbers now. I legit could not catch one of their names.
I think they mentioned one of their names, but I didn't.
Mike Reed, I think, is
sure.
Or
and Steve. What?
Steve and John. Yeah. So these guys beat them up. There's elbows in the corner. There's corner attacks, and then a sidewalk slam leg drop combo, and it's already over. These guys remind me of the Authors of Pain in the early stages. Again, another Authors of Pain reference on the show.
Yeah, I can't even judge these guys right now. All we've seen them do is hit a couple of big moves, which they do fine, and that's it. The real test will be once they're in proper matches. And I think Authors of Pain towards the end of their NXT run actually kind of held their own in those tag matches and did their spots well, but we'll see. The jury's out with these guys. And who knows, maybe in a year from now we'll see them just playing baseball with the Street Profits on Raw.
Oh, remember when tag team wrestling in NXT was good with the War Machine and Alistair and Ricochet, and just remember the good days of DIY.
You've got Emporium.
And we'll get to that. Cameron Grimes backstage is injured because he was attacked by Damian Priest, and he said he's not wrestling tonight. So Drake Younger is trying to get a hold of William Regal on Skype or FaceTime here. He's like, "Yo, Cameron Grimes isn't competing," and William Regal's like, "Yo, the fuck are you talking about?" So they go and chase down Cameron Grimes.
And as Drake Younger's had so much to do recently.
Yeah.
So he's on the tablet, and the what's her name? The interviewer.
Is it Mackenzie Mitchell? Maybe
Mackenzie. Yeah, she's holding the microphone up to the tablet.
The tablet. You can barely hear him, but it's talking.
I love this.
They find Cameron Grimes, and he's with two girls, and he's chatting them up, being like, "Hey, what are you guys doing tonight?" and all that. And William Regal on FaceTime's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, Mr. Regal," and he starts to hold his head as if he's injured. He says, "Oh, I can't compete tonight. He attacked me. You saw Damian Priest attacked me. I can't. I'm hurt." And he goes, "Oh yeah, you see you have enough time to talk to these two ladies, but you can't compete, huh? Well, sorry, sunshine. Go warm up because you are facing Finn Balor tonight." And then Drake and the iPad walk away. So Cameron Grimes is a little upset, and he looks at the two girls, the two ladies, and says, "Sorry, we're not going downtown tonight."
Is it on How I Met Your Mother where Marshall is on an iPad for the whole last season? For the wedding?
He's barely there because
don't they have him, or am I mixing things up? Don't they have him on a Segway, a wheelie thing at some points? Maybe I'm mixing it up with something else, but basically that's what I want to see with Regal from now on.
He's not there.
Regal just permanently on an iPad, but he's going around
oh my God,
on wheels in the back.
Fuck. It's
Look here, sunshine. Krang. What are you doing?
It's like Krang up the brain, but it's the iPad. It's William Regal. It's like when the general manager was a computer.
Yeah.
Remember that?
I love this though. I love because I feel when they first went to Empty Arena, they kind of were just pretending they weren't in an empty arena, and we would see the empty seats and we'd be like, "Guys, why are you playing to a crowd when there's no one there?" And and you're seeing this with all the companies. They're starting to embrace more, okay, we know the situation, so why not have Regal on an iPad Skyping in his orders through Drake Younger? I love it. I think it's cool.
I love this so bad. It's the Segway and iPad was from Modern Family.
Okay, right.
We're saying. Also, John Cena in the room is reminding me that when Drake Younger interrupts Cameron Grimes, and he's like, He's like, you got a match to do. Come on, Cameron, you got to wrestle. And Cameron's like, Drake, get out of here. Go do the 1, 2, 3. I got 1, 2 right here. Ha ha! Cameron Grimes. He's the greatest wrestler ever.
I love him.
Yeah, I want to hang out. I want to go downtown with Cameron Grimes. Sounds like fun. We have a video package, a lot of videos and interviews tonight for Fandango and Tyler Breeze. What do they call themselves?
Breezango.
Breezango. Not Febreze, which everyone thought they should have been. They mentioned that they were fighter pilots, and I was Maverick and you were Goose. Well, I was Maverick and you were Goose. No, it wasn't. We were construction workers. They were building stuff. They were doctors because they were saving lives. And you see, they just want to be entertainers. They want to make people laugh. But people forget that they're actually can be serious wrestlers. In fact, Fandango won his debut at WrestleMania at MetLife. And they don't show who he beat him, but it was Chris Jericho. They mentioned Tyler Breeze is 32, and he's like, whoa, you're 32? I thought you were like 27, dude. Fuck. That's what Fandango says. NXT was built on Tyler Breeze. You see, we lost focus on SmackDown and stuff, but NXT has a tag division, and the caliber is just talented. You got to kick it into full gear if you want to hang here. They say we leave the laughs at the ropes. When we get in the ring, we're serious, and we showed last week. We are now the #1 contenders to face Emporium. What is Emporium?
An Emporium, it's like an
Emporium.
It's like a kind of shop, isn't it? Like
I think so.
Yeah.
An Emporium, like a place to go. Yeah. Well, they mean Imperium, and they call Marcel. I can't say the guy's name, so they say Marsupial.
Yeah.
Bartel. You're looking at the new champs. So next week it's Febreze versus Emporium.
Yeah, I like this video package actually, like trying to make them seem a bit more serious. I mean, we've said before, as wrestlers, there's nothing wrong with them. I quite enjoy watching Fandango's work. It's just, you're Tyler Breeze and Fandango, you know? Yeah. And I like that they were like referencing how they kind of sucked on SmackDown. Like their main roster run was kind of shitty. I like that they were referencing that, but I feel this is kind of a little like too little too late. This should have been the thing when they came back to NXT, and they were a tag team back in NXT, and they should have addressed it then. Like we went to SmackDown, we were shit, and we want to start taking it a bit more seriously, and we might do our fun stuff, but as soon as that bell rings, we mean business. I thought, a little too late, but
it was cool.
I like this. This is what they've needed desperately, because they've just been rehashing the same stuff.
I would say this is what NXT needs. All you need to do, like AEW, we do our AEW reviews every Thursday as well on the Patreon. But AEW, because we love AEW here too. But AEW is good at setting up little TV feuds, like setting up a match. Wrestling used to always tell you what's next week. NXT tries to do that.
I think NXT have been good with that as
but
well.
They're getting better at doing this.
They're starting to bring it back.
I agree.
I like this. I know people were mad last week when Breezango won, but this is for a TV match. So, cool. And why not put a bit more steam behind it by doing a little simple video package like this?
I liked it. And I like them calling Imperium Fabio and Marsupial.
I think they're genuinely quite comedic as well, which is the difference between them and other WWE wrestlers, where they're kind of in that jobber territory. So it's like, oh, you're just a comedy character now. And that's what you see fucking Curtis Axel playing comedy, and you go, you're not funny. I think these guys definitely
have it.
Like we see in What's Next, looking back, that Johnny Curtis,
we just watched him start to do the Fandango.
Has always had this kind of weird thing to him. And Febreze was always very entertaining in his like original character.
Hey Tyler.
So I like these guys.
Look, this makes me think I think that match next week is gonna be good, and this kind of made it like. Look, I know I groan when they come out sometimes, but recently I've been like, yo, these guys. They said it in here, like, yo, we realize we have to hang if we want to be on this show. Yes. So yeah, they have been. So I did like this. What are they gonna come out as next week? Like, what would they come out as? Hopefully, like, not something that's like.
What about former tag champions? Come out as
what? The other people? No, they've been professions. I don't know what other. they're going through the village people.
Not police.
Not police. Oh,
No.
I was thinking it, but I didn't want to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said it. I didn't say it. It came to my head.
What could they be? That's like good.
Police.
No.
Firemen.
Firemen.
You know what? Support your firemen.
Support your firemen. I think they've done that, have they? Come out with a big hose? I don't know.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see. A lot of the viewership of a different demographic will go up, though, if they come out as firemen.
True.
Yeah, it could happen. I would like to see Johnny Curtis dressed as a fireman. Sounds great.
I think we might just get serious Breezango next week after
boring.
this.
You
used to hate the stripper gimmick.
Now I want it more.
Now you want more skin.
It's the only strippers I can get these days. I mean, what? We have a recap of Killer Cross. And after the match, hours later, we see Tommaso Ciampa being followed by a cameraman and an interviewer. And they're like, Ciampa, it's been hours since the match, but you're still here. And he's just quiet. He's not responding. They're like, Ciampa, hey, Ciampa. And he walks to his car. Were you underestimating Killer Cross? Were you not ready for him? And Ciampa just stares, gets in his car, and drives off. He took his ball and he went home.
He's being a little bitch.
He drove to Monday Night
taking
Raw.
Rhea Ripley's gimmick.
He's being a little bitch.
Yeah.
He's gonna go fight Randy Orton maybe on Monday nights.
Maybe.
I don't know where this is going from here, but I guess we'll see.
I don't
know.
Yeah, I mean, Ciampa was the one coming out of TakeOver. We were both kind of scratching our heads, going, "What now?"
It's interesting because at one point we were like, "Oh, him versus Adam Cole would be a huge thing. Like he could have taken the title from Cole essentially and kind of gone in that avenue." But yeah, it's kind of where does he go from here at this point? Ciampa.
I think we've started to see from the main roster, although they've still got terrible writers there, we started to see that they have been taking fresher talent a bit more seriously. Like we've got your Buddy Murphys, your Austin Theories, your Andrades, Apollo Crews, all that, who are featured a lot more. So I think maybe the climate is a bit better for a Tommaso Ciampa right now if treated correctly. Because I kind of feel his NXT days might be over.
No, we can't lose another one. We lost Matt Riddle. Come on, what are we doing? Rhea Ripley, hey, you were talking about her. She's backstage because she lost her match on Sunday, and she's interrupted by Robert Stone, who's looking a little disheveled still. He says, hey, can you feel this client-manager chemistry? You see, Sunday, Rhea, you were a big loser. But what I'm saying is, together, we could be like a phoenix rising from the ashes. I'll do everything for you. I'll set up your calls. I'll be your manager. I'll do everything. Join me. What do you say? And she says, listen, Robert, the chances of me joining your brand are 1 in a million. And Robert Stone says, so you're saying there's a chance?
I feel this is your line, right?
I have occasionally used that before. No, Robert Stone just quoted Jim Carrey twice in the same promo. He said, you were a lehu zeher, and then you're saying there's a chance from Dumb and Dumber. She says, yeah, come here for a sec. Brings him like off camera. The camera follows, and she punches him in the gut and slams him through a table and trash can.
I find Rhea Ripley so unlikable.
Yeah, realistically.
Like, he went up to her.
He was like, hey, do you want a job?
Hey, look.
Can I help you out?
You've been losing. I've been losing. My job is a manager.
Right.
How about, hey, the only way to go is up here.
We can at least talk about this.
Can we talk about this?
Yeah.
No. Fucking puts him through a table.
Rude.
It's really rude.
Really rude.
Yeah, I don't. There's something I just find very unlikable about Rhea Ripley. And I think the character of hers I enjoyed the most was when she was in the Mae Young Classic the second time round, when she was just a nasty bully heel. Think of her, like that match against Tegan Nox, where she was just bullying her, and that was the one where Nox's knee blew out. I got very excited when she came into NXT because it was fresh. She's not a baby face to me, right?
I agree.
So whether we're...
So
I don't
maybe
know
they actually join.
maybe we're just going to see Robert Stone be persistent, and I think he's a fairly good performer.
He's growing on me.
Yeah.
He's doing the hot mess gimmick, essentially.
But I don't know. I thought this was very rude from Rhea Ripley. There are nicer ways to turn people down. You don't have to punch them and throw them through a table.
Hey, look, we're both losing. Maybe we can talk about this. Fuck you. Put you through a table. So rude. What a Rudy. What a Rudy. That Rhea Ripley. She's so rude. Someone who's not rude. Cameron Grimes. He comes down to the ring. I don't know how many times I said fight pit the other week, but someone better count how many times I say Cameron Grimes tonight. Because Cameron Grimes versus Finn Balor, who's hot off his win against Damian Priest last Sunday. These two start off going back and forth. There's chops. Cameron Grimes can chop. He is lit. As Trevor Lee, I watched a lot of him, and he was fantastic. But he's coming into his own, I think, here in NXT. His whole gimmick is he's like just telling everyone he beat Finn Balor. He's like, hey, girls, I beat Finn Balor. What's up? And they're like, what's up, Finn Balor? He basically is going toe-to-toe with Finn here, and Finn tries to grapple him, and Cameron Grimes is an underrated wrestler because he does this like wrestling like move on Finn Balor. Like, I mean a wrestling move, like literally like almost belly to belly, but like not. I don't know how to explain this. This looks
like a traditional wrestling throw.
Just like throws him like nothing. Like, I know Finn Balor knows his shit and could fuck someone up, but Cameron Grimes clearly has the technical skill here, because this was just one like flash move here, but I was like, whoa, that was very impressive. And then hits us like a knee to the gut. He goes for a sunset flip. Finn counters with a drop kick. Grimes hits a Dean Ambrose like Stan Hansen like lariat. They come back from break. Cameron Grimes is beating him down. He says, you honestly thought Grimes would be scared of you? Are you out your mind? But he gets beat up. There's a jumping stomp from Finn, a sling blade, the John Woo drop kick. He goes for the coup de grace. Grimes rolls out of the way. There's a roll up from Grimes, only a 2 count. Finn gets out of it. There's a roundhouse from Grimes. He then gets knocked with the 1916, counters that for a roll up. I thought it was over, but Finn kicks out at 2. There's the final cut. Grimes then hits the side effect. They're going back and forth. Cave-in is attempted, but it's blocked. There's then the reverse 1916, but it's only a 2 count. We thought it was over, but it was only a 2. Finn then goes up for the coup de grace, crushes Cameron Grimes with it, but then picks him up, hits the 1916 brainbuster. Finn Balor gets his retribution over Cameron Grimes and gets the win. But this match was lit.
Yeah, I love this match. We were talking before this happened about how it would be cool actually for Cameron Grimes to win this, because I love when there's always that one person who like has your number.
Yeah.
And you see it in sport. Like, you see it in soccer. There'll be your top clubs, but there's always this like bogey team, this like lower in the league team that just always beat you or bring you to a draw or whatever. And I kind of wanted to see this with Grimes here, where Finn Balor can go on and beat everyone.
Doesn't matter, really.
But whenever Grimes faces him, he just sneaks out a win.
I would like
and
it.
it can be something Grimes
Remember
can
Shelton
gloat
Benjamin
about.
would always beat Triple H, or Chris Benoit always beat Triple H. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many different... Or in New Japan, you see it. We just did a bunch of best match evers with, like, Masawa and Kawada.
Yeah, All Japan, where there's always one has the other's number, so but the title will never switch between these two.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see that, but I know Balor is the priority here. Grimes doesn't kind of lose anything here, losing this. He can still be this ridiculous, cocky heel. But the match itself was great. I bit on quite a few of the near falls, especially the sequences of the 1916 being blocked, and Grimes actually kicking out of the reverse 1916 was awesome. This was great. I really enjoyed this.
I really liked the mixed tag earlier in the night. Like, that was just something so different and so fresh, kind of something we haven't seen in quite a while. But I think Cameron Grimes and Finn Balor was my match of the night from tonight's NXT. Honestly, this was really good. I know when Cameron Grimes came in, I was like, man, Trevor Lee needs to get some exposure. Like, he's gonna be a guy who can be a big character on this show, and I'm happy that he's slowly, he has the hat, he has the vest, he has the
and
he's got all that.
Now doesn't the hat make so much sense?
Exactly.
Because when he first did it, everyone was like, what is that? And now it's just, oh, this guy's weird and full of himself and likes his hat.
Look, I'm a guy who wears hats. I wear like caps and dad caps and fitted snapbacks, all that stuff. I don't really like the hat Cameron Grimes is wearing, but he suits it. It works for him. Like how AEW's Anna Jay hat works for her.
I disagree with that. But
I really like this. Cameron Grimes loses. I'm kind of interested to seeing where he goes. Cameron Grimes versus Damian Priest is a match I'm kind of interested in seeing. But Cameron Grimes is kind of stuck in this like mid-card level type
which is
thing.
fine
But
for now.
if
Fine
he keeps
for now.
putting on these bangers, man, yeah, he'll be like the Johnny Gargano of NXT. Like the character will eventually go in that direction.
Maybe,
I think,
yeah.
one day, yeah. I feel that for real. But I also miss his spinning German suplex. I swear he did that move once, and I was like, dude, why aren't you doing that move? It must be way too dangerous. But this was awesome. Check out Cameron Grimes and Finn Balor. It was good. After the match, Cameron Grimes just laid out. Finn Balor looks at the camera, comes close, and says, "I've held a lot of titles in my career, but here in NXT, I've never been North American champion. So Keith Lee, when you're done playing house, come and see me. Come and see me for once." So Finn Balor calling out Keith Lee and the North American title, instantly moving this in that direction. Cool, great.
Which is great, and I don't think that was something we necessarily put together before then. We were saying, is Balor going to challenge for the like Adam Cole?
Yeah.
But Keith Lee versus Finn Balor, very fresh there.
Yeah,
so
I would like to see that.
Yeah, I like that.
I like also, it's not that hard. After a wrestling match, you want to move a story the next direction. Have the guy just point to the camera and call someone else.
You've won a match. You see it in
Yeah.
UFC, don't you?
Exactly.
You see someone wins a fight and you go, that title, I'm after that.
Yeah, exactly.
I've won the last 3, I want that.
It's so simple. Like, treat it like that.
Yeah.
And it works so well. And it did right there.
And then
yeah.
just the next week, you can interview the person they challenged and go, what do you think about that?
Boom.
As well, they've been winning however. Like,
And that's how you sell us on these events and matches.
Yeah.
Take my money. Speaking of take my money, Casey Catanzaro coming down.
Your favorite?
You were making fun of me. You're like, oh, you hate her. I'm like, I don't hate
Do you
anyone.
hate Katie
I don't.
Catanzaro?
I don't hate Casey.
She's your least
Not
favorite.
Katie. Casey.
Casey Catanzaro.
Yeah, you said Katie.
Whatever.
See, I don't hate her.
Yeah.
I like her.
She's your least favorite talent in WWE, though, right?
Oh, definitely not.
Okay.
Oh no, there's a long list. Some of them are on the main roster.
Least favorite in NXT?
Least favorite NXT? No.
Am I just dreaming this?
That I hate
that
Casey
you hate
Catanzaro. I think we did a Mae Young Classic once where I was like, whoa, she's really green. She doesn't really know what she's doing. And this was like a long time ago. And I think ever since then you've just held that against
Right,
me.
okay.
So maybe that's it. I'll tell you, I like Dakota Kai. I really think Dakota Kai could be moving in like a more prominent role. And we'll kind of get to that too. Casey Catanzaro and Dakota Kai going up. Oh no, I hated Jessie Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
Right, yeah, when she had that botch gimmick. That was her gimmick, man. Terrible. She's doing better now. Casey Catanzaro, Dakota Kai with Raquel Gonzalez. Dakota has the offense, and she's beating on Casey. Dakota's kind of on the outside, and Casey hits a Hurricane Rana off the apron, which was cool. Back in the ring, hits like a somersault leg drop. Dakota fights back and hits like a huge face wash haluva kick in the corner because she is the leader of Team Kick. There's then a roll-up from Casey, but it's only a 2. The overhead, like, Power Ranger scorpion kick from Dakota Kai. Then the fireman's carry into the GTK, the go-to kick.
Go-to kick.
And Dakota Kai pins Casey Catanzaro. And then she looks at the camera and pretty much like, hey, I'm coming for that title. You hear me? And then just starts to stomp out.
She's like, oh, that worked for
That
Balor.
worked for Finn. Why don't I just do that? So she does that, beats up Casey Catanzaro after the match, outruns her like friend and partner Kaden Carter for the save. She starts beating up Dakota Kai, but runs into Lady Diesel of Raquel Gonzalez, and Kaden Carter just gets folded with this one-handed tornado powerbomb tower thing. This move is awesome. Crushes Kaden Carter. Love this. Dakota Kai kind of doing a TV program with Io Shirai in the next few weeks. Sounds good to me.
Absolutely. And right away now we've got a third tag team by the looks of it. So
Casey and
Kaden Carter, which I like. They're both kind of similar. They both like running the ropes and doing kind of gymnastic sort of style moves.
Yeah.
So I see them together. They both started at the same time too. And just, I'm liking this tag division we're building up in NXT for the women. So I'm not necessarily wanting to see Sasha and Bayley lose it right away. But especially now when everything's being filmed in Florida, you can have Sasha and Bayley go through all 3 of these teams at some point, and maybe eventually bring the titles to to NXT.
Yeah, what tag teams do we have for the women's division?
You've got
here?
Dakota and Raquel.
Yeah.
Shots and Knox.
Yeah.
And Kaden Carter and Casey Catanzaro.
Yeah.
Oh! And Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke.
Oh, I don't know.
Where have they been? I think they've been with Leo Fantasmo and his boys, have they? Because they've just vanished.
Kidnapped? I don't know. Yeah, I forgot about them. Wow. Yeah.
No, I think they've just been ringside.
We have some tag teams here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take the titles. We'll be here next week. But Dakota Kai and Io
Shirai, that would be great.
Yeah. I can't wait for that. That sounds good.
I see that as a TV match. Do you assume?
A program at least. Yeah. A few weeks maybe. Timothy Thatcher. He's talking to like a bunch of guys essentially.
Sorry, the room has just said Aaliyah and Xia Li should team up as well. They'd be Xia Leah.
4 tag teams in NXT.
Xia Leah? That's amazing. Xia Leah
versus Casey Catanzaro and Kaden Carter.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The ratings are going to be fucking... AEW's fucked. They have the men's tag team division. Well, we have the women's tag team division. That's for sure.
Oh,
you know what? I'm poking fun, but I actually really want Bayley and Sasha to have the titles defended regularly, to be a women's tag team division, because I think all of the people I'm mentioning can put on some good stuff.
Absolutely.
I actually do think it'll be really good. But please,
it's kind of sad, really, when you think of it, that this is the only title that can be defended across all 3 brands. And
it hasn't been.
There have been no teams.
It's like, yeah, true.
There have been no teams, and there have been people just floating about. Naomi seemed to have disappeared again on the main roster. Like, why? If you're not going to be in these singles programs, team them up and just have this title regularly, like, contested for.
Yeah,
it's not hard, right?
I want to see that match next week. If it is Bayley and Sasha, hopefully against Shots and Knox, because that would be great. Timothy Thatcher is in his training facility, his Camp Thatcher, if you will, his ring camp. He says, catch style is my style. Leave your tears at home. This training is brutal and barbaric, and it begins next week. So Thatcher, catch style. Something, he's got a gym, it's the Dark Order. He's got his minions. I don't know what he's
I see this being similar to the Cassius Ohno gimmick.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
You know in
NXT before.
NXT, like, he would
wrestle,
just do these open wrestling challenges.
Yeah.
But maybe this is in like a empty dark gym. And maybe eventually he'll like use it to kind of recruit people, I don't know.
Ooh, okay.
Like
cool.
have a little wrestling school faction kind of thing. Maybe.
I've only seen so much of this guy, but if it's already different. He's telling me, hey, next week I'm going to do some catch style shit.
Yeah,
all right,
be interested to see what this is.
It's interesting. Yeah, show me. Something that's very interesting. Sorry, I've always trying to pronounce this guy. He's the new Cruiserweight champion, but the announcer said one way, and we've been calling it something else because I've heard another announcer say it something. So is it Del Fantasma? El Io Del Fantasma. But they said like El Idol, da da da. I'm like
El Io, I believe.
Yeah, that's how I've been saying
El Io Del Fantasma.
So I'm going to call him Phantasma, but I won't have this problem for much longer.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. He comes out. He is the new Cruiserweight champion because last week he beat Drake Maverick for the title. He is the interim champion. If you go on WWE.com and click under the roster and click champions, the champions look great right now, by the way. But if you look at the Cruiserweight, it's both Jordan Devlin and Phantasma because Devlin is the champion, but he's stuck elsewhere. Phantasma starts to speak in Spanish, but instantly is interrupted by Drake Maverick, who comes down to the ring. He says, hey, I want to say congratulations. You are a phenomenal competitor and amazing cruiserweight. Last week was special, and I want to thank you. Everyone was talking about me and my new contract, but they should be talking about you. You debuted, and your whole journey into wrestling, you made it here, and you won the title, and it's amazing. And you see, you deserve it. And now that I'm full-time signed to NXT, I want to, face-to-face, I believe that I can beat you. And he's basically like, hey, I want a rematch. Give me a rematch. And Phantasma's like, thinking about it. And out walk the two masked men.
He says yes.
He says
yes. C, and the crowd start chanting C. So,
crowd,
the rematch is, like, confirmed, I believe.
But the masked men show up. Now, we've been calling them the Lucha Cartel because they've been kidnapping some people. They kidnapped Raul Mendoza and they kidnapped
Joaquin
Wilde. And they tried to kidnap Phantasma, but he's always blocked it and saved it away. Now, they come down. They surround the two guys in the ring. Now, Drake and Phantasma go back to back. They're ready to fight each other like it's Rush Hour. Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker. But as it's about to go down, Phantasma slowly turns around and just stares at Drake. And Drake realizes what's happening. Turns around and Phantasma headbutts Drake. The two Lucha dudes come into the ring and they start to just all beat down on Drake Maverick. They hit the Phantom Driver. He hits the Phantom Driver on Drake. And then they unmask. And the two masked men are, in fact, Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde. Not Phoenix.
Not Joaquin Phoenix.
Not Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin Wilde. So, I think I'm pretty sure on this show I said they're going to do the Scream thing, where, spoilers, if you've seen the movie Scream, the whole thing is there's two guys pretending to be one guy and vice versa. So these three would obviously alternate to be the kidnappers.
Yes, so that would mean Joaquin and Phantasma kidnapped Raul.
Yeah.
Raul and Phantasma kidnapped Joaquin, and then it's been Raul and Joaquin trying to kidnap Phantasma this whole time.
But wait, there's more, because Phantasma then takes off his mask, revealing his face. The luchador just revealed himself. Whoa, he didn't even have to put the mask on the line. He grabs a microphone and says, I am no longer Phantasma. I am Santos Escobar. Revealing a brand new name, a new moniker here. The Phantom was a phantom all along. It was a ruse to enter this competition, to come into NXT. It literally was the movie Scream.
Yeah.
They literally used the word ghost, like phantom, and Scream is Ghostface. Therefore, they use that thing. It's basically Stu and Billy from Scream, and he had his two goons here to do it for him. I love this. I've been complaining on this show that we used to be the cool wrestling show, then AEW completely stole that steam, because AEW is really good at the wrestling storylines and making you want to tune in and stuff. This is one of those things, and NXT knocked it out of the park with this.
This is, I mean, I'm not going to look it up now. Someone tell me when this storyline started, because this has been going on for months, right?
Yeah.
And
we all know where it was going, but we wanted to
to see
it out.
It's been they haven't rushed it. They kept the intrigue. They saw it right out to the end, and to me, it makes sense. Raul Mendoza has been there for years and was just floating around, constantly losing, but he's a good talent. Yeah. So it makes sense for someone like him to
join the Dark Order.
Join something to kind of try and better himself. Joaquin Wilde, not been around as long, but constantly losing. And then you've got El Phantasma, which what I love about this as well is he was actually unmasked in AAA in 2018.
Right.
Now, we know there's, unless you're Rey Mysterio, there's a tradition in, with luchadors that once your mask is off, it ain't going back on.
Right.
But this you can kind of read into it deeper, that as soon as that mask came off, he became Santos Escobar, and he's just had this mask back on as a ploy, but he's unmasked here, so I like it. I think it works with the lineage and the history of his character way before NXT was a thing.
I really
and I think these three should be treated as a big deal.
I really like this as well. I thought this was really creative. It creates the new character. The three guys that they're always in suits and their lucha masks, but now they revealed themselves. They're three luchador dudes. They're three cruiserweights, and now they kind of have their leader with Escobar here. I think this was really good. After he reveals himself and says that, the two cruiserweights do double flying Event Omega, which was the Hardy Boys old move, which is the double splash on the same time onto Drake Maverick, just laying him out even more. As they all stand and pose, and he just raises his arms as their leader. And
now we've got a new tag team in the division as well.
Yeah,
which you said earlier, about the men's tag team division seems a little empty. So
in AEW, right before kind of quarantine hit, they teased the Death Triangle with the Lucha Bros and Pac, and Pac, and now we don't get that because like travel stuff is blocked. But now we kind of have this like trio in NXT with the like lucha guys. Cause I know they just all took their masks off, but mask off. I think it's cool. I think this is a cool storyline to kind of go forward. And like, oh, I tricked you all into winning to being in a tournament. I came in as the son of the Phantom. I'm this mystical thing. I'm like, yo, it ain't real. I was lying.
Which is great because you look back and he was never attacked. People tried to throw him in, but he was always physically okay. And his boys helped him actually win the championship, right? From the distractions. So it all makes sense, which is rare in long-term WWE storytelling. So I'll give him credit here. I really like this.
Santos Escobar.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see where this goes. Really cool. Just a news update. I just got a notification on my phone, retweeted by Kona Reeves.
Okay.
The story of me fanboying over Kona Reeves, NXT's finest, continues, because I said the only reason I'm watching NXT tonight is to see if I can catch a glimpse of Kona Reeves, which I did not, actually. I did not see him.
I might have seen him at one point. I don't know.
But
what did he say?
He retweeted me. He thinks
he just retweeted.
He thinks I'm right. I wanted to see some Kona Reeves tonight. So far so good. I like the storytelling tonight on NXT. They're moving things forward, which is I really like in my wrestling. It's a TV show, and a TV show's job is to make you want to watch the next episode. I hate when you watch like Raw or SmackDown and you don't even know what's going on the show because they don't give a fuck enough to tell you. Whereas you should be. Like when you watch an episode of Game of Thrones or Breaking Bad or whatever it may be, or Sopranos like I am right now, you watch something leading to the next episode, where wrestling has lost that, I feel. Whereas even progressing with new storylines, I'm really excited with that last one because it leaves some fresh options to go into. So we go to Roderick Strong backstage, and he's trying to convince the Undisputed Era that Dexter's chasing him still, and finds a drawing left in their locker room of like Roddy, and he's like, guys, look, he was here, and they're like, Roddy,
he drew me a picture.
And he's like, guys, last time we ended up in a truck, and he's like, just get ready, like get out of here. And they walk off, and he's like, Dexter's now like through the glass, you can see him staring at Roddy. He's like, and he walks off.
I just had a memory of when I did one of my tours.
Okay.
One of the girls on the tour like said, hey, can you come into my room and look at this? Is this weird? And we had cooking stuff with us because we were traveling the whole time, and she had a napkin. She was like, which one of you did this? She had a napkin, and drawn on it was like a pig face in ketchup.
Oh.
And we're like, none of us did it. And she's like, stop fucking with me. Who did this?
Whoa.
And we're like, seriously, none of us did this. And we think it was the cleaner just drew this picture. But it's creepy. Someone leaving drawings for you out of nowhere is creepy.
Oh, I like scary.
Would you be creeped out if you suddenly just saw someone drew a picture of you and left it on your bed?
I don't know. We have the haunted chair here. We have a haunted chair, and things get wild in our backyard. Has wild animals. Our house is haunted.
What did we name the raccoon? Ralph.
Ralph the raccoon. I don't know if we mentioned him on this show, but we do have Ralph the raccoon in our backyard.
If it stopped raining, we'll go and say hello to him.
Yeah, he's like not a chubby raccoon. He's he's like slender. He's got a cone nose. He's really cute. Hope he's okay. Hope he's all right. What were we talking about? Oh, NXT.
Dexter Loomis drawing pictures.
Yeah. So they announced that the winners of the Backlash tag match will face Tegan and Shotzi next week, but I already told you because I like you guys. Dexter Loomis versus Adam Cole. Main event time. Adam Cole comes out, and Dexter Loomis is looking scary. That's his gimmick. He looks scary with his mustache. Cole calls him a dummy, but Dexter starts tossing Cole around, throws him into the ropes, then slides and does his like uppercut from the outside, kind of like Stardust or Goldust. Cole fights back with a giant pump kick to the face. Cole is now slapping him around, hits a neck breaker for a 2, then another neck breaker, but this one was more like a Rude Awakening, Rick Rude style neck breaker, which just looks nasty. That looks like it would actually break your neck, thus the name. There's Dexter Loomis, who tries to fight back, firing back, throws Cole in the corner clothesline and a bulldog. Then a German suplex, but it's not enough. Cole hits super kick to the knee, a super kick to the face. There's the last shot attempt, but he misses it, runs into a spine buster. Then another spine buster from Loomis. 2 counts. Knees up by Cole when Dexter goes for a swanton bomb. And now the Panama City, but that's blocked into the, what is it, the kata kutami, the arm triangle choke thing that Dexter Loomis has been doing. But Bobby Fish gets on the apron, distracts the referee, which allows Roddy to hit an enziguri to Dexter Loomis, which allows Cole to then hit the last shot. And Adam Cole, the NXT champion, pins Dexter Loomis just like that. But before I kind of go into the aftermath of this match, what did you think of our main event?
I thought it was a bit of a letdown compared to everything else on the show. It wasn't necessarily bad. I quite enjoy the character of Dexter Loomis. I just don't know how I feel about being involved with Adam Cole and Undisputed Era.
It's like, let's get away from this.
I think part of it is due to Dream. I think part of it's due to the Dream storyline where we've had this larger-than-life character being involved in the title picture for a long time. Therefore, seeing another kind of weird character going after them, it just doesn't sit well with me. Whereas what I've liked in the past with your kind of Adam Cole, Aleister Black feuds, or Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano, is it's more sports-like. It's about who's the better wrestler, and Adam Cole happens to be a cocky dick.
Right.
So I just don't like the combination of it. And the match just, it was there.
It was here.
It was there.
It was here.
It wasn't bad, wasn't good. It was just there.
Yeah, I agree. It was just kind of here for that. I feel Adam Cole's in a stump. You know, Batman always needs a Joker, and Adam Cole just doesn't have his hero to fight right now.
Yeah.
Like, he just doesn't. So after the match, Adam Cole attacks Dexter Loomis, and Undisputed Era come in. The Wolves, they beat on him, but Undisputed Era start to leave. Cole then goes in on his own and gets locked in the arm hold. That's when they beat him down, and out comes Velveteen Dream for the save.
I really like that. We've seen him do it before. What is it? He calls it the Katakujima, the Kapakatami. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, arm triangle. Yeah.
But we've seen it before where he'll just hit it out of nowhere.
Edge's new move.
Yeah.
Jake Hager's move.
I like it.
Everyone's move.
I like it how he comes out of nowhere because it adds to kind of his serial killer character. Or we've seen him hold it when people still beating him down. So I thought it was like because he's like a scary movie character. It's like the bad guy rising up before the double tap, right?
Yes.
It's one last kill.
Dream comes out. Dream and Cole. Dream and Fish. Let me try that again. Velveteen Dream and Bobby Fish fight, and they leave. Dexter and Roddy fight. They leave. Adam Cole is standing alone in the middle of the ring. He has a little grin on his face. He holds up his NXT championship. He's looking cocky. He's looking cool. And the lights go out. It's The Undertaker. Not quite. The lights are out, and there's a spotlight. And it's Scarlett. Yes, Killer Cross. Karrion Kross is Scarlett, his lady friend. She walks closer to the ring. She reveals that she's carrying a giant hourglass, a sand hourglass. She turns it upside down, places it in the ring, and the quote-unquote crowd start to chant tick-tock as it's the sands of time. Doomsday is upon us, and it's left with the shot of the hourglass and Adam Cole in the ring. Karrion Kross wants the NXT championship, and we go off the air.
Give it to him.
Yeah.
It's time. It's time. Just
do it.
This is the next big feud. This will be SummerSlam. Karrion Kross should win it quickly.
Kill him. Kill Adam Cole.
Just kill him. Have this
there
time.
You go. Book him like Goldberg.
Yeah, book him like Goldberg. Why not?
I really like the ending here. How it like I like the traditional things in wrestling where it's little things that could lead to things. He didn't come out here. It was his manager, his partner here, Scarlett, who comes out with this prop of the hourglass because this thing is TikTok, right? And I think it's really simple. I think it's really great.
Now, what would be cool, or maybe I just think this would be cool.
Okay.
Remember when they introduced Jericho's clock, before Jericho debuted.
Yeah,
And it
Millennium
counted
Clock.
down right until the middle of the Rock's promo.
Right.
This sand should be pouring forever until
we might get
until
that.
SummerSlam.
Whoa.
So it will be building. Next week, only a little bit's gone.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks, it's like half gone.
Yeah.
And it should be building to that SummerSlam match. And he wins it, and sand goes everywhere, and
It's a sand
Adam
match.
Cole fucks off. Like,
Sandbox
I don't
match.
know, just Adam Cole's in this slump, right?
Baby.
It's
Adam Cole to AEW confirmed.
Yeah.
No, I actually think Karrion Kross should be the guy to beat Adam Cole. I wasn't very moved by their match this past Sunday between Ciampa and Kross. I think it just wasn't the right kind of. It was just. It wasn't too long. It wasn't too short. Right.
it was in the middle.
Yeah.
It should have been either a very quick squash match
And it
or
wasn't.
a proper match.
So I feel like this kind of Brock Lesnar type push for a character maybe is something that the show, not necessarily like, you know, I'm one for wrestling matches. I love my matches of the year and going back and nerding out over that stuff. But this is a guy who kind of, maybe the character should be that this is what he does. He crushes people. But they got to make it a little bit stronger, especially if he's going to be the like, you're predicting that he beats Adam Cole instantly for the title. SummerSlam weekend takeover. So that's a long time to build this up.
It's 6 weeks.
However,
Something like that.
however much
2 months.
sand is in that that thing. So yeah, I mean, I like this angle ending the show.
Do you see Cross as a babyface then?
I guess so. He kills Ciampa and he's already a babyface.
Yeah.
Cool. Wow. Great. You replaced Ciampa. You took the spot. I guess it's just it be like that sometimes.
But I think the big thing
Really do.
with I really quite enjoyed this show because there's direction.
Yes.
We had 2 really good matches, I thought, with the mixed tag and Cameron Grimes versus Finn Balor. Really
Grimes.
enjoyed both of them. Loved the conclusion of this lucha cartel angle with the big reveal. And we actually now
Phantom.
the Cruiserweight title feels like a big title. We've actually got a proper storyline with it. Which have we ever had?
He's not Eric Escobar, right?
No.
He's the Phantasma Menace,
Santos.
right?
And we know the next main challenger for the NXT title, we assume.
Right.
It looks like Balor and Lee are going to have a thing. Weird Lee kind of hinting at going for the NXT title earlier in the show. It wonders if maybe the 4 guys are going to be kind of mixing it up all against each other.
Right.
But yeah, I enjoyed this episode.
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty solid.
I really did. My match of the night here tonight from NXT was the Grimes versus Finn Balor. I loved the mixed tag, though. I have to say, like, that was a lot of fun. But I really liked this masking of the Phantasma, the Mask of the Phantasma.
Yes.
Yeah, it was good. It was really fun to watch. It's weird because you ever watch like a movie like I love shitty horror movies, and you always like I mentioned it comparing it to Scream. You kind of, when you watch movies or thrillers, you kind of are in your own head are like, okay, I think it's this guy with this thing. And you kind of foresee it. You're like, yeah, that's probably what they're doing. But like, I want to see how it plays out.
Realistically, it had to be him. It had to be Raul and Joaquin as well. Because
Lucha Cartel.
It had to be people we know. There was no point revealing it and us being, okay.
Who are these guys? Yeah, exactly. I really liked it. Well, that was NXT from June 10th, 2020. That's what we thought about it. But let's go to our feedback. Every Wednesday, forum.postwrestling.com, we post up our feedback thread, and then we will read it here on the show. I think we only have a few here, but do you want to read the first one?
I accidentally just hit the exit button.
Well, then, you know what? I'll read it.
You go first.
Okay. Paul from New Jersey says, everybody knows I hate being stuffed in trunks. Roderick Strong, you beautiful son of a bitch. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, I was married to Billie Kay and we were tagging together. If she mistakenly hit an offensive move, crashing an opponent into me, there would be only one thing left for her to do. Go for the cover, baby girl. Billie Kay? That's a strange...
Oh, no, we know Paul from New Jersey loves the Iconics.
Right. I mean, Paul from New Jersey himself is iconic. He continues to say... Gargano did the right thing. We can talk about our timing over the winner's purse. I would like to take a minute and be serious. I was very critical of Cameron Grimes up to this point. I would like to apologize to Mr. Grimes. I'm sorry. I didn't realize your greatness sooner. The Breezango promo was hilarious, but that's the problem. The promo does talk about them getting serious, but the whole thing is a joke. Big fan of these guys, but I think it's time to put Fandango and Breezy away and bring out Mike Dalton and Johnny Curtis. Being the Ryder and Hawkins of NXT is only going to keep you employed for so many days. This week's Kona fact, Kona needs to stay off his goddamn phone when the camera's on him. Well, that's because he's busy tweeting me. Kona, I have you slated to win the North American title at TakeOver in 1 year's time. Texting with your new best friend, Braden D on camera, isn't going to get us there. Thanks. See you at Backlash, guys.
Just taking in everything you said
you
there.
Just said a lot.
I want to see Cameron Grimes and Kona Reeves as a team.
Oh, whoa, no. Dream matches, these two fighting each other.
Have them at best of 7. Best of 7, and then they have a draw in the decider, and they become a team.
The finest and the grimest.
Exactly. You see where I'm coming from. We go to WrestlingGram. Whoever made the Rick Rude taking atomic drops Twitter should make another account, but instead show all the instances of Roddy being scared of Dexter Loomis. Consider me sold on Karrion Kross after tonight's angle with Cole. Very, very reminiscent of the Katrina Mil Muertes package from Lucha Underground. With the return of New Japan, who do you think will win the New Japan Cup and challenge Naito at Dominion?
Hiromu or Tom is my 2.
I'm going to go with Sanada for now.
Get out. Don't. Not in this house. You don't bring that shit
I don't
here.
even like Sanada.
I know.
That's my pick for now, but I'm going to change it.
He's supposed to be the
Hey,
future.
I don't want to tip people off. I'm entering this competition as well.
Yes.
I want to give myself a prize.
Yes, thank you for the feedback, gents. Join our Facebook group again. Search upNXT Podcast on Facebook. Join the page and join the group because it's so much fun. And join us on Twitter at upNXT Podcast as well. Join our New Japan Cup bracket tournament thing.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun if you're interested in New Japan like we are. But that's it. That's NXT. We do have some more shows. Patreon.com/upnext. I mentioned we did The Godfather. We did The Wrestler. We have our best match ever, Backlash, this week coming out. We also are going to be doing our Backlash watch along and like a Backlash kind of post show that we'll be doing as well. What else do we have kind of going on? Our Rise of Skywalker for free.
Check out our Rise of Skywalker review tomorrow. But also, before we go, we need to say our thank yous.
Oh, yes.
So these are patrons of ours who signed up to patreon.com/upnext and help us keep this show for free each and every week with their support. And we can't do these shows without you. So thank you very much. I want to start off by thanking Zach Midress.
Zach Midress.
I want to thank Frank Sulo. I want to thank Will.
Hey, thanks, Will.
Thanks, Will. Just Will.
Yeah.
I want to thank Sarah Jones.
Sarah. Not Nora Jones. Sarah Jones.
Not Nora Jones, not Davie Jones, but
you.
Sarah Jones. Thank you
Sarah
so
Jones.
much. And Adam Newbold.
Hey.
I want to give you a big, big thank you.
Thank you, Adam.
And a big hug. Fuck it.
Yeah, I want to hug all you people.
I want to hug all of you.
Hey, thank you from Quebec. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Thank you to Matt Oates. Thank you to Ron E. Bosch.
Wha!
Thank you to Shannon Howanick. Thank you,
Hoo.
Shannon. You're the best. And thank you to Stephen Cormier.
Yes.
Wha!
Thank you very, very much, guys. We appreciate you. We love you, as we love all our listeners of Up Next every Wednesday. So thank you all for listening, and we hope to see as many of you as possible on the Facebook page, on our Twitter, but most of all, join us for Backlash this Sunday.
The greatest
Even
watch-along.
if you don't want to watch the show, we can kind of tell you what's going on and talk about food and other issues going on.
It's going to be the greatest watch along.
It will be the greatest watch along of all time.
You heard it here first. Thank you for listening to Up Next every week. Thank you to all the Patreon subscribers. Thank you to anyone who just supports wherever you may be listening to this, whenever you may be listening to this. Thank you for listening and thank you for supporting. I hope you guys are being safe wherever you may be. I myself, Braden Harrington, you can find me on Twitter and on Instagram. I am at the Brady.
And I am at Davie Portman.
So take care of yourselves. Be safe. Goodbye. And everybody knows I hate being stuck in trunks.
Ahoy!
Woo!
Woo! We still got it. Oh, my bum is sweaty.
Oh!
Got the AC on.
Oh,
Jeez,
it doesn't feel like it.
It gets hot when we record.
Oh,
the
it
show.
gets hot in here. Hey, thank you, Frank. He says this is a highlight of his week. Hey, thank you,
Thank
Frank.
you very
This is a highlight for us.
Yeah, we love
So
our Wednesdays.
Thank you.
I get to send the girlfriend back to hers and just chill and drink and talk
You didn't
wrestling.
talk about the Prosecco posse.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. This is YouTube live content, right?
Do you remember when we did, was it best of, it was one of the best of shows or the Christmas show or something with John and Wade.
Yeah.
It wasn't last year, it was the year before, wasn't it? It was 2018.
We spilled something?
We bought a bottle of Prosecco to say thank you or Carver or whatever.
Yeah.
And at the end of the show, we popped it open and obviously it had been shaken a lot during the day.
Oh, right.
Blew up
all over the post office.
The post office.
Oh, my God.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, yeah, John was mad.
Yeah. It's, you know when you do that thing where you're pretending not to be mad about something, but you're mad. You're like, I know it wasn't deliberate. I know it was a mistake, but you're like...
John does that a lot.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
John does that a lot to me. You do that a lot?
Well, when you wake up... wait up, Max.
What?
When you're waking up, Max, watching wrestling or something.
No, yeah, true, yeah, definitely. Hey, thank you, everyone. Cheers to you, too, Chris Thunder. Thank you, everyone in the YouTube room. We'll be back next week, but join us Sunday. Come hang out with us. We can't wait.
Yeah, I believe Chris is one of the guys going to be hanging out with us.
Chris Thunder, you're going to be on the watch-along with us? That's exciting. I can't wait. That's a terrible time change for him.
I know. I'm contemplating doing a breakfast for one of the New Japan shows, which that'll be a much better time for Chris. So maybe at some point we can do a New Japan watch-along where Chris can be slamming his drinks and we'll be having coffee in our pajamas.
Chris, what are you drinking on one of those watch-alongs? Victoria Bitter? Yeah, that's the Aussie beer. It's pretty good. Or bad. Virtual Balor Arms. Virtual Wave. Okay. Bye. 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 Take care, guys. Love you. Goodbye, everybody. Choose. Be safe.